Chapter 6. Elasticity. Elasticity measures buyers' responsiveness to price changes. The law of demand tells us that when consumers will respond to a price decrease by buying more of a product, other things remaining constant, but it does not tell us how much more. The degree of responsiveness or sensitivity of consumers to a change in price is measured by the concept of price elasticity of demand. If demand is elastic, there is a large change in quantity demanded even when price changes by a small amount. When demand is inelastic, there is a very small change in quantity demanded even when there is a large change in price. Here is the formula for price elasticity of demand. The quantitative measure of elasticity, ED, is equal to the percentage change in quantity divided by the percentage change in price. Using traditional calculations, the measured elasticity over a given range of prices is sensitive to whether one starts at the higher price and goes down, or the lower price and goes up. So the midpoint formula calculates the average elasticity over a range of prices to alleviate that problem. So the midpoint formula is equal to the change in quantity over the sum of quantities divided by 2 in the numerator, divided by the change in price over the sum of prices divided by 2 in the denominator. We use percentages. Absolute changes depend on the choice of units. For example, a change in the price of a $10,000 car by $1, which is like 0.001%, is very different than a change in the price of a dollar can of beer by $1. It'd be a 100% increase. So the car's price is rising by a fraction of a percent, while the beer's price is rising by 100%. Percentages also make it possible to compare elasticity of demand for different products. Because of the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded, the actual elasticity of demand will be a negative number. However, we ignore the minus sign and use absolute value. This makes it less confusing to interpret the elasticity coefficient. When the elasticity coefficient is greater than 1, demand is elastic. It means that the percentage change in the quantity demanded is greater than the percentage change in price, based on the formula, indicating that consumers are sensitive to the change in price, so demand is elastic. When the elasticity coefficient is less than 1, demand is inelastic. The percentage change in quantity demanded is less than the percentage change in price, based on the formula, indicating that consumers are not very sensitive to prices. When the elasticity coefficient is equal to 1, this is a special case, unit elastic, and it's called unit elasticity. This means that the percentage change in price and the percentage change in quantity are exactly equal. Perfectly inelastic demand means that consumers will buy exactly the same amount, no matter how high or how low the price. Perfectly elastic demand means that nothing will be purchased if there is any deviation from the current price. And that's our key point from this part of the presentation, that the perfectly elastic demand means that nothing will be purchased if there is any deviation from the current price. That's our key point. This extreme situation is called perfectly inelastic demand, and it is very rare. The demand curve would be vertical, and graphs as a line parallel to the vertical axis. The elasticity coefficient is 0. An example of a perfectly inelastic demand might be a diabetic's demand for insulin. This extreme situation, in which a small price reduction would cause buyers to increase their purchases from 0 to all that is possible to obtain, is perfectly elastic demand, and the demand curve would be horizontal. The elasticity coefficient is infinite. An example of perfectly elastic demand is a firm's demand curve in a purely competitive industry, such as the mining industry, who is unable to change the price.